Islam and Catholic churches still fought for religious powers. The Catholic Church still remained the most dominant religious power of the time, conquering Islam. Many wars were fought for religious power throughout the ages, including the Crusades. Without religions, the world would have not fought many battles. Religions are the most powerful thing in the world. New styles of music included rap music and hip-hop. With the inventions of new music, Western influences reached different parts of the world, and the nightclub scene heated up. Punk rock music was a new type of music that established new worldly values. Punk rock music led to new types of clothing that people who liked music wore.
The digital age was started by the invention of the microprocessor in 1971, which has allowed the capabilities of computers to continue to grow. New technological advances were made in many areas such as communication, music, and art. In the area of communication, email was made and allowed people to transmit information and documents to one another instantly over any distance. Another advancement in telecommunication was the cell phone. Cell phones allow many people to verbally communicate without having to use a stationary phone. The iPod and iTunes were invented, which provided a new way to store, listen, and purchase music. Art was changed by the progression of video games and full-length movies.
An important part of global awareness is the technological dimension. The growth of new technologies made possible levels of world communication that simply did not exist before. The technology revolution has tied peoples and nations closely together and contributed to globalization. Globalization is the term that is frequently used to describe the process by which peoples and nations have become more interdependent. Economically, globalization has taken the form of a global economy. Since the 1970s, the world has developed a global economy in which the production, distribution, and sale of goods are accomplished on a worldwide scale. Soon after the end of World War II, the United States and other nations established the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund. The World Bank is a group of 5 international organizations, largely controlled by developed countries, which provide loans and economic advice. Another reflection of the new global economic order is the multinational corporation or transnational corporation. These companies are among the 200 largest multinational corporations, which are responsible for more than half of the world's industrial production. These super corporations dominate much of the world's investment capital, technology, and markets. Some examples of these corporations are Microsoft, Sony, General Motors, and FedEx. In 1947, talks led to the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, a global trade organization that was replaced in 1995 by the World Trade Organization. Made up of more than 150 member nations, the World Trade Organization arranges trade agreements and settles trade disputes. Yet many critics charge that the WTO has ignored environmental and health concerns, harmed small and developing countries, and created an ever-growing gap between rich and poor nations. One problem is population growth. As of July 2006, the world population was estimated at more than 6.5 billion people, only 18 years after passing the 5 billion mark. At its current rate of growth, the world population could reach 12.8 billion by 2050, according to the United Nations long-range population projections. The result has been an increased demand for food and other resources that has put great pressure on the Earth's ecosystem. Another threat to the environment is global warming, which has the potential to create a global crisis. Virtually all of the world's scientists agree that the greenhouse effect, the warming of the Earth because of the buildup of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, is contributing to devastating droughts and storms, the melting of the polar ice caps, and rising sea levels that could flood coastal regions in the second half of the 21st century. Another challenge of globalization is the wide gap between rich and poor nations. The rich nations or developed nations are located mainly in the northern hemisphere. The poor nations or developing nations are located mainly in the southern hemisphere. They include many nations in Africa, Asia, and Latin America, which often have primarily agricultural economies with little technology. A serious problem in many developing nations is the explosive population growth, which has led to severe food shortages, often caused by poor soil, but also by economic factors. Many lessons can be learned from the history of Western civilization, but one of them is especially clear. Lack of involvement in the affairs of one's society can lead to a sense of powerlessness. In an age that is often crisis-laden and chaotic, an understanding of our Western heritage and its lessons can be instrumental in helping us create new models for the future. For we are all creators of history, and the future of Western and indeed world civilization depends on us.